Good evening, people. Good evening. This is Spirit Journey, and today is September 10, 2020, and the time is now 11:24 p.m. This is going to be a message, and it's the first of its kind, I think, for me. But I'm going to address this message to the people of West Virginia. And again, I mean West Virginia and not Virginia and the west coast of Virginia. I mean the state of West Virginia. Good evening. I was watching a series of videos on West Virginia. I've never been there. And I was interested about different parts of the country and what it might be like to live in certain countries, especially if you live in a big city where I'm from. I'm from New York City, and I'm doing this video in the heart of New York City. And I'm fascinated with nature. And when I watch some of the videos on West Virginia, yes, it used to be a coal mining state. And I think they said in the 1970s, the mining industry of coal was sent elsewhere. And it left massive number of communities in the state of West Virginia desolate, destitute. And I feel badly for the people. It is mocked, and in particular because it's a predominantly white state. And people say stereotypes about the people of West Virginia. And I felt that it was a cheap shot. Even though I'm not a white person, I'm a black woman from New York City. But to make fun of somebody because they're poor, and to have a thriving industry and then it be taken away, that could happen in any state. And I started analyzing what makes certain states in America thrive, or what could make an industry, what keeps it going, what brings in commerce. And I thought about West Virginia now. Well, it's like it got like its head cut off. A viable part of its economy was just removed. And I'm thinking, in comparison between the two states, like New York City and West Virginia, and I don't think it's the number of people that makes an economy. It's not the number of people, in my opinion. But it's something deeper. it seems like to me, and I'm not an economist, when you have a flow of energy that goes, that circulates, it goes in and out, something just going in, you'll get too fat and you pop eventually. And when things are coming out too much, you get too skinny and you just plop. There's no structure. But I think when it's circulating, then that it's like good circulation, like having good circulation of the feet. And you are sustained. Having healthy feet will sustain you. But the state of West Virginia is not sustainable because that energy flow, that inflow, its food source was removed. Why was that done? Probably cheaper source of energy they wanted to promote. But I'm thinking like when I saw the pictures of the natural landscape, and this is what's really motivating me to do this video. When I saw the landscape of West Virginia, I said, wow, it's breathtaking, breathtakingly beautiful. And I said, what's going on, people? West Virginians? You're sitting on a gold mine. It's just exquisite. And it was hard for me to understand and to hear someone say of West Virginia that they're poor. And you're sitting on a gold mine. And again, this is in no way a criticism on the people, not at all, but just hear me out. When it's the impression that I got. I'm an outsider, but it's just an impression. And I'm hoping that this will help the state of West Virginia and other states in America that's like this. If you get the essence of my message here, a gold mine. Have you ever heard, you can convince somebody of anything. If you say it long enough, you'll start to believe it. You can tell a skinny girl that they're fat. And you know they're going to start to add fat if you say it long enough. And then the behavior and the anger that starts to develop in them. And maybe eventually they'll actually start to turn fat. You tell someone that they're ugly over time. And they're going to start to believe it. And they'll start to live a life of an ugly person. You're told that you're one of the poorest states in America. You have people who live in trailer parks. You have people like ghost towns. You have people with poor health care. And you start to live a life mentally as a poor person. I think what's going to help the state of West Virginia is a change of your attitude about yourself. You are not poor. You are actually rich. And you live in a location that is so rich beyond imaginable. You start looking in the mirror and what you're sitting on, what you're living on. You're living in a paradise. When I saw the natural landscape of your guys, I saw, are these people serious? Yes, we know some of the pictures of the people in their homes and all that. Yeah, they want you to see that. And you're looking at that too. But I'm seeing beyond that part. You're rich and you don't even realize it. And you've been bewitched. A propaganda campaign was used against you to shame you, to disenfranchise you, and make you feel vulnerable and weak. If you could only see what I can see, you would spruce yourself and your home. You could make, like someone had told me, like some restaurants, wait, let's say you have a small amount of food in a pot. Well, you just transform, you take out the remnants of that big pot and you put the contents in a smaller container. And it's full because it's the relationship between the contents and the bowl. See, when the contents is big and the bowl is small in comparison, this gives a psychological orientation of fullness, of bounty. You're thinking like that large pot rather than the substance of a portion in a smaller bowl. You start thinking in terms of the small bowl, but the larger contents. And it's going to shift your mind from weakness to strength. And you start looking at yourselves not as a poor man or woman, but a cultured, professional, kind people you are. Start thinking differently about yourself. And the Creator will start to work in your mind and give you ideas to cultivate your land. I believe this for you guys. I believe the state of West Virginia could achieve anything that it wants to. To forget about the past and look in your present situation for a bright future. You are a dynamic people with dynamic and endless possibilities that you can't even imagine. start really thinking about where you would want to go. What do you want to create for you guys? I think the richness about West Virginia is the land. And I said to myself when I saw that land, I said, when I see the natural beauty of the land, I see God/Creator. That's what I said to myself. You guys aren't poor. You're living where God lives. God lives there if you believe it. And if you believe that, things will open up for you guys, and you're going to be one of the richest states in this country. You were bewitched and told that you're ugly, but you're actually very beautiful. Start today by looking in the mirror and saying that you're rich, a richness that's deep within your body that has nothing to do with your exterior circumstances, but a rich potential that is unimaginable for you guys. So this is my message to you. And I know that you can achieve. You're sitting on a gold mine. It's right there for your taking. If you could only see what I see. Again, I've never been to West Virginia. But wow. It's there for your taking. Yeah, and it will open up for you. I thank you again, you guys. Peace, love, joy, health, and wealth to the state of West Virginia. Thank you guys for listening. Bye-bye.